Welcome to Let's Get Gaming. A little bit of a different one for you today as we take a look at this article from yesterday. New era of paints, new contrast colors, reformulated shades, and our best white spray ever. So this is the big announcement from Citadel as of yesterday, the 13th of June, and it is showing their upcoming changes or updates or new stuff to the Citadel paint line. Very bold and colorful here on this intro pick. Let's take a look at what is coming. So we have three major things coming from them in this update. I want to say biggest one, and you can tell me if you think one of these is bigger for you, but for me, the biggest one here is absolutely the new contrast colors. 25 new colors. Okay, that's a lot. That is really like the number of speed paints we just got released from the Army Painter. That's not quite doubling the Citadel range. I think they have 36 at the moment. They're going to have over 50 different colors, and so they're trying to, I would imagine, fill in some of the gaps. So we'll see a little bit about how well they did that. The other thing is they have this over here. It says new shade, all reformulated to apply effortlessly, plus 7 new shades. And so this to me says we have changed the formula of all of our shades, so new shades coming out soon, and with that 7 new colors. So we're going to take a look at each of these colors here, and they've divided them up, the contrast at least, into kind of groupings of colors. And then, of course, we have the new spray that we're going to talk about as well. So the new contrast colors, they're just trying to unlock a wider palette. That makes sense. Let's check out this Warp Fuel and Wonderful. Very bright colors here. Now this is something that I do find interesting though, is like this color here, this blue. What do they call it here? Frost Heart. You can kind of read that. Frost Heart, this blue, that is such a pretty blue, and it has such nice recesses and highlights. I'm really a fan of that. And that one's got good depth to it. Some of these new ones I feel like are a little flat, like maybe some of this yellow or this what is this? Can't quite read the text on there, but this tealy color here. So hard to read the little paint pots. Even when you zoom them up, they get more pixelated, so it's hard to read the colors down here. But you can read all the colors up above in the article. So these are interesting. This green, we definitely don't have anything quite like that. I don't think we have a teal that's quite this dark. I've looked for one, but no, we don't quite have that, and we don't quite have a purple that's this bright while still being this like deep of a purple. We have a very dark, shyish purple, and then there's a very light one as well. And so this fills a nice little gap there. So all neat colors here for sure. I am probably absolutely going to get my hands on this kind of very nice contrast teal. That looks just great. And I think I'm going to have to try this purple in a color compare after these come out. Interesting, this is one of 3 yellows, and we'll have to look at those as we continue on. So we have the Rich and Regal, very bright colors here. Again, I'm seeing them to be a little bit flatter than we're used to, that is not sinking as much into those recesses, not being as much of a built-in shade as I'm used to with contrast and speed paint, but some very good colors here. We've got another yellow, and hard to see without these side by side on some swatches what the big difference is, so we'll have to figure that out. We've got more greens, more blues, this kind of maybe a dark magenta like red color, a little bit brighter magenta here, and this very nice, I want to call it like a mute orange. That's a really nice, pretty mute orange like color there. So there's those colors here. They have coming out in this series, they're calling the Rich and Regal. Alright, Ethereal and Eerie, I think this is my favorite part here because this Briar Queen Chill, oh wow, that looks like actually something I've wanted for a long time, along with this this Glacier paint. That looks really cool. It's like very recess shady, not a lot of, this looks so good. This is a neat effect. Looks almost like the it's the Necron paint. Oh, what's that called again? It's Tesseract Glow. Their technical paint looks very similar to that. I would wonder if they're planning on to replace it. They're not saying they are, but if this is something to kind of challenge that a little bit. Of course, we've got our Gut Rippa. You got to have a color that kind of green for that army. It's a flagship army right now in Age of Sigmar. And then this purple, we just don't have anything quite that light right now, and they're coming out with that to fill that gap. So all very new, neat colors there. Now, okay, I said the last one was my favorite. This one gives it a run for its money. Look at some of these effects here. Look at what we've got. So first, let's look at this Gargrax Sewer. And it's very fitting they put this on a Kill-A-Can, but look at that. It looks like it's like a metal color and rusty highlights all in one. It looks like it was sprayed with a nice dark brown and dry brushed with a lighter brown, and all you did was speed paint it or contrast paint it. That's all you did. It's just one coat and you get that effect. Oh yeah, sign me up for that. I'm a fan. Here we have this kind of purple, but the recesses are this like shady gray color. Oh, that's neat. And then this here, this like it's blue, but the highlights are this teal. Oh yeah, this is a very nice, good contrast on that blue. I feel like that fills a gap. We don't have a blue that settles quite like that right now in any of the ranges that I've explored. Another nice dark purple. Will be interesting to see how that's different from Shyish purple. And then two more colors. We have this Black Legion, which I'm curious to see where that fits in with the Black Templar. I think is that the contrast black. They have the black and we have the gray. I get all my names kind of mixed up because I have so many paint names floating in my head. And then we have this grime color here, which looks really cool on the model. But I think the swatch of it above would have a little smear of it. Looks like you could maybe make little like oil slicks or dirt globs with it as well. So it's almost like an effect paint. Here's those shades. We have 7 new shade colors. This blue, very welcome. We don't have to go with the Nagaroth Night anymore. That's pretty dark. This looks a lot more like the Army Painter's blue tone. We got a little bit of some stuff looking like maybe a green tone or a military shader, or even kind of a slightly different than the Karaberg Crimson, a little bit lighter color here. That's nice. We have a maybe less intense Gargrax Earth shade right here. That's kind of cool. We have this effect that we've been using Apothecary White for a long time. Now they actually have that in a shade. That'll be neat to explore. And then kind of like this very deep recess bone. So if you want like a really bleached bone effect, I think that is a really cool shade there. Or you could use it for a lot of other things like gunk in the crevices or something. So very interesting to see there. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to scroll fast down to the bottom. Past this, we'll come back to it. But there's a little footnote down here. The 4 gloss shades are leaving the range, so just keep that in mind. Nuln Oil Gloss, Gargrax Earthshade Gloss, Reikland Flesh Shade Gloss, and Cryptek Armor Shade Gloss are all going away. They're losing the gloss. I didn't really use the gloss for much anyways. Nothing that a gloss varnish can't do for sure. Alright, now we're back to the spray. Here's the spray. And this is White Scar spray. And I'm thinking as I'm doing this, I should have looked this up maybe before the video, but I didn't think about it till just now. Is White Scar their existing spray? I thought it was Corax White was their existing spray. So this is a new color? Maybe a new formulation? Anyways, what they're showing here is a little bit interesting. So you see this white figure, very white, bleached out looking, right? Very, very bright white. And they're saying this is going to be the best undercoat for contrast, this very bright white. And you might say, well, hey, I've been watching this channel. Maybe you've watched some of my other videos and seen we're experimenting with Xenothols. And you look at this old model up here and say, wow, that looks a lot better. And in fact, Some folks in online forums have been saying, are they going a step backwards? Isn't this shading better on this picture? And that's a very, easy kind of misconception here. The thing you have to realize is all of the dark on here, that's extra dark, is the plastic, the gray plastic showing through. And so what it is it's not a complete prime. Also, this looks like a little bit of a darker white, if there is such a thing as a darker white. And so I think that's what they're saying here is we've got a whiter white for our contrast paints. And that is pretty cool. So it's saying White Scar is designed specifically for use with contrast paints. Excellent. I'm a fan. Wonderful. Great. Alright, I'm going to scroll back up here to those new contrast color swatches in this kind of grid here. There's what I was saying with that, what is it, rattling grime. Look at that kind of griminess. You could just smear on stuff, whatever. That'd be cool. This looks like a neat little, like, almost toxic waste pool, this striking scorpion. Lots of cool stuff we're going to be able to do with these. I can't wait until July I can get some hands on these. I'm not sure when my local stores will have them, but I will definitely be getting some when they do. So what I want from you, if you have some of these that you want to see swatched up with some color compares next to some of the old colors, let me know. What should I grab? Should I grab some of these new teals and do a color compare of all the teals? Maybe I'll do that. Or grab some of these blues. How do the blues stack up? We've got a bunch of new blues here. Grab some greens. What would interest you the most? What should we be prioritizing? Now, I suspect I will not be able to get my hands on these until the local game store has them and I buy them from my local game store. So let me know so I can plan my shopping list and start setting aside those funds. All right, folks. Well, curious to hear your thoughts on this release in the comments. Shared with mine with you. So hopefully this was neat and helpful to see this cool article reveal from Citadel. I'm excited for it. All right, folks. As always, take care. Thanks for watching. Let's get gaming.